Hey guys, hey, thanks for waiting for me. Sorry, I just couldn't find my stuff. You know, it's been a while since I've needed it, so it took a minute. Yeah, this is nice. Nice day. Beautiful lake. No, it's been a long time since I've been fishing. I've never even actually been musky fishing, so I'm really excited about this.
This shit gets into your head and makes you into a maniac, man. Musky madness!
Weird. That's a weird thing to say, but okay, yeah. I hope you're right, I guess, maybe. Which way are we going? Are we going this way? Okay, let me just set my tackle box down here. All right, let's see here. Like I said, I'm a little rusty, so we'll see what I can do here. Watch out! Man, that one got away from me a little bit. That's okay. Okay, just shaking the cobwebs off, you know. All right. I think this one, it's got to be better, right? Okay, let's just go over slightly. 4. Sorry. Ugh. God, I'm really glad I did not get her. I didn't even seem to notice. Oh, that's the weird part. Anyways, all right. Each one's getting a little better though. Each one's getting a little better. Maybe it's the. There we go. Let's get it all straightened out. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try maybe going a little bit further and see if better luck that way. So here we go. Oh, watch out! My bad. Maybe you might want to put a Band-Aid on that. That was just terrible. That reminds me though, I had the craziest dream last night, right? So I was swimming, and then all of a sudden, all of these piranhas showed up, and it was...
Shut the fuck up, you stupid bastard, or I'll shut you up myself.
Oh, okay, man, sorry. I didn't realize we weren't small talking. My bad. We'll just fish then. Fishing for fish. That's all we'll do. All right, you know what? I'm gonna come in a little bit. Maybe if I go closer, it'll, less danger and all that. Oh God, what? Sorry, our bad. All right, that was god awful. And yeah, I'm not feeling good about that one. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do maybe one more because I'm not having any luck, and frankly, I feel like I'm kind of a danger out on the lake today. So yeah, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna go this way and see if maybe that's a little better. Oh dear God! Oh, sorry. All right, that's not good. That is definitely gonna leave a mark. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna call it. I appreciate the invite and all, but I think I am getting better. So same time tomorrow. What is up? How are we doing today, everyone? So as you can see, got a little bit different of a set now. Got a fancy new green screen. Gonna try that out. Really, I just didn't feel like sitting right now. So we're gonna test this, see how it goes, see if it looks good or not. Kind of learning how to do it. So hopefully it turns out okay. Also, I haven't said this in a while, so if you're new here, my name is Keith, and this is VHS on Tape. On here, I do horror movie reviews for horror movies from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And you should definitely tell your friends to check me out. Or not. I mean, whatever. I don't care. Please tell them to watch. So, how's your summer going? Mine has been hot as balls. It's hard to go outside and enjoy the summer when it feels like 110 outside. Triple digits are a hard pass for me. Well, since it is still summer, I thought we'd take a trip out to the lake and check out Blood Hook. Also, I don't know about you, but where I grew up, that's what happened during the summer. Every weekend, 95% of people would just head out to the lakes. Not me though, no, I would just walk to the gas station and make my own soda flavor by putting a little bit of everything from the fountain in my cup. And to be honest, it kind of tasted like okay soda. It was good stuff, it wasn't bad at all. It was okay. Alright, well, Blood Hook came out in October 1986 in Italy, but it didn't hit the States until April 3rd, 1987. IMDb says it runs for 1 hour and 32 minutes, but the cut I looked at goes for 1 hour and 51 minutes. It was directed by Jim Mallon, and this was the first movie he ever directed. But he did go on to direct 65 episodes of Mystery Science Theater 3000, if we got any fans out there. The story is that during a local fishing contest, people are being killed by a giant fishhook. Sounds good, right? And if I had to sum up this movie in one clip, this would probably be it. And if I had two clips, well, this would probably be the second one.
Don't try to push me around or I'll torch the place.
Okay, so if you're ready to hit the water, let's check out Blood Hook.
Musky madness!
So right off the bat, it's a Troma movie, and if you're not familiar with Troma, their movies really range from just absolutely terrible to not great, but less terrible than some others, so I mean, they can be entertaining though. We start off with great music and a decent title card. Then we see this guy fishing while listening to some music when this kid shows up. As he's explaining how a tape recorder works, the cicadas get really loud and then this happens. Look guy, if you don't like the music, just change it. It's kind of an extreme reaction. He doesn't come back up, so the kid cheeses it out of there. We time jump and little Peter Van Cleese is all grown up now and drinking and driving. And it is important that we know his last name, it will come up later. He's played by Mark Jacobs, and he was actually in Biloxi Blues and Goodfellas.
What do you want, fucko? You want some? Huh?
Hey!
Riding shotgun is his girlfriend Anne, played by Lisa Todd. She was also in White Boys. Also, Anne sucks. I don't like her, man. In the middle, we have Finner, played by Christopher Whiting, and just this year he appeared in his second acting credit, Reuben the Rollaroo. Kind of a catchy title. In the back, we have Rodney, played by Patrick Dans. This is his only acting credit, but he's actually one of my favorite characters in the movie. And his girlfriend, maybe? Kirsten, played by Sarah Hauser. Fuck all else for her. Anyways, we find out...
Peter, what's the deal anyhow? How come you inherited this place instead of your dad?
My dad wants even less to do with this place than I do.
And we see why Bland sucks.
It's time for Peter to deal with his guilt feelings about the place. He's always been guilty for his grandfather's death.
Okay, hey chick, maybe let him tell other people that really personal stuff if he wants to. So if this was real life, this is how the situation would actually go down. The fuck do you think you're doing? I told you that stuff in private. You're just gonna go tell my friends like it's no big deal? Where do you get off? No, I'm not mad. I mean, why would I be mad? You wanna tell them any of my other secrets or fears? Hey guys, anything else you want to know about me? I mean, Anne here would be more than happy to tell you about it. Nothing's off limit. Oh, so now you're gonna act upset, huh? Fucking typical. So of course they got married, because that will fix their problems. But it doesn't last very long. 3 years into the marriage, this happens. Sad stuff there. Next we meet Lutke, my favorite character in the movie. He runs a bait shop and he's played by Don Winters. Shit else for him. This family stops to get directions. They also suck.
Can't you people put some signs up? That's what tax money is all about.
The kid helps himself to one of Lutke's things.
Oh, that's my stud finder.
But it turns out he's a nice guy, so the kid and his dad get their things for free.
Here, the minnows are on me. Welcome to the Northwoods.
To be honest though, that's no way to run a business. If he keeps that up, he'll be bankrupt in, 6 months? He also shares this with them.
But remember, the lake's not a playground. We all have to treat the water with respect.
Okay, that's kind of ominous. I still like you, Lutke. The gang shows up to kick off the Musky madness, and they meet.
You want to take on the Musky maniac? That's me, Denny Dobbins.
He challenges Finner and Peter, and we see that Finner is pretty serious when it comes to musky fishing. But Peter doesn't fare as well. And as this is happening, we meet Wayne Durst.
Turn off the goddamn headache machine. Nobody around here can stand to hear that kind of crap.
He's played by Paul Drake. Nope, nothing else for him either. We also meet Bev D, the contest hostess.
Nice pole. I like it.
She's played by Sandy Mewison? No clue. And you guessing how many other acting credits for her? That's right, 62. Good job. No, just kidding. This is the only acting thing she ever did. When they get to Peter's grandpa's place, we meet Evelyn Durst. They pronounce it Evelyn, which is still a weird damn name, but it's spelled Evelyn. So either way, he's Wayne's son, played by Bill Lowry. He was in 3 episodes of the TV show Prisoner, and he's kind of intense.
For God's sake, get on buckwads, napalm, choppers, Agent Orange!
We also get some of his backstory.
In the Army, they trained me for electronics, satellite circuits.
Did I mention that he's kind of intense?
This is my house. You're on Van Clee's property.
Don't try to push me around or I'll torch the place.
Then we get this weird exchange.
You can't go around messing with other people's wood. They got rules up here.
Good thing your granddad's dead, fella.
Also, Peter assumes Wayne works for him, but that gets sorted out pretty quickly. Bland puts on the song that was playing when Peter's grandpa face dove, and he has a flashback. Also, at different points in this movie, Peter looks like Michael Phelps to me. Let me know if you agree. At dinner, we get this little tidbit about Peter.
That bell's a B flat.
He always has to show off his perfect pitch when he needs to make conversation.
And as weird as it seems, that will come up later. And the mom from the bait shop loves loons.
There were so many loons today.
Woo! Woo!
Finner abruptly leaves, and the mom follows and gets distracted by a loon. Then this happens. So it's gonna be good. Yeah, it's worth mentioning this is listed as a horror comedy, but the comedy that's put into it, I feel like almost maybe wasn't fully intentional, because it's played fairly straight, but there are funny parts in it for sure. Peter thinks he sees the mom, but Bland dismisses it. She does really suck. Next we find out that Denny likes to cheat.
Denny wants you to wear this for him, so when the time comes, Denny'll know where to find you.
Regular Tom Brady over here. Wayne overhears it, easy to do when you're spying on someone I suppose, and decides to try and even the odds. Finner talks Rodney into some musky night fishing, and in case you still don't mind Bland,
Just like you believe you're a musician, but you won't do anything about it. You won't make any music.
the next morning we see that Finner caught Denny's cheap muskie, and Rodney gives some sage advice.
This is the 80s, man. Everybody's doing it, wearing cool shit. Even fish, man.
Bev D comes jogging by and invites them to breakfast. We also see that she has a kid, and she might get Parent of the Year.
So when you leave the little guy alone out there, aren't you scared he's gonna get eaten by a bear or something?
Well, we might.
Other than that, we find out that her baby daddy is gone, and he liked the same music as Finner and Rodney. By the way, they play this song a lot during this movie, but I'm not gonna play it because I think it was just made for the movie, but I'm not gonna chance the music copyright on it, so you just have to trust me that they're playing the same. It's like a rock song, basically. Bev D takes her kiddo to the water, and Lukey goes fishing. And as the kid is in the lake, this happens. But the kid is fine, mostly, a little blood. Rodney goes to Wayne to borrow some fishing gear and gives an awesome description of himself.
Just think of me as a normal guy in a costume. Like a clown.
You know, like a clown, like a jackass. Like I said, he's my favorite character. Well, second favorite character. Did I mention Lukey? Lukey's my other favorite character. And Wayne responds with,
He's killing our lakes. Might as well kill us too.
okay, so now it's looking like the killer could be Wayne or Lukey. Both are sus for sure. Rodney goes to Lukey's instead, and we find out that him and Wayne used to be friends.
Well, he just don't have much to say to me since I caught that big fish back in 1955.
Then we get a story about how Peter's grandpa got shot in the spine by Wayne with their lucky fishing bullet. The lucky bullet gets mentioned a bit in this movie too.
Van Cleese, he wouldn't let him operate. He forgave Wayne good enough,
But that's not all.
he wouldn't let him operate. He said they're gonna have to grind him up to get that bullet out of him.
Then Lukey tells Rodney about his secret fishing spot. Cut to Kirsten and Bland on the dock, and when K-Dog asks why Peter's acting odd, Bland says,
Number 1, Kirsten. Peter is troubled by something very, very private.
didn't seem so private on the car ride up there, Bland. Sure picking your time to be all super secretive, aren't you? Rodney hits up the spot and puts on the same song that he and Finner listened to earlier, and the locusts get really loud again. Oh, and this happens too. And that would be a horrible way to go. Just like, how are we gonna get it unstuck, especially with that many hooks, you know? Not jealous of fish, I tell you what. Peter demonstrates his pitch talent again.
That siren makes a perfect 4. That's what you call the distance between those two tones.
Then he adds this.
You go a half step higher, devil's tritone. Box time, That was thought to drive people crazy.
They come across the boat Rodney was using, and we get some great acting from Peter.
Blood and bullets, and my friend has just been killed, and you're filling out a form?
We also get some jarring camera cuts. Like, I don't like having to look straight on at Peter. Plus, he says he knows who killed Rodney, even though he doesn't know for sure Rodney's dead. Maybe he just cut himself, like, gutting a fish or something. Who knows? Usually you don't do those kind of cuts. You don't do, like, the side and then just straight on with one character. Usually, if you're gonna do that, you do straight on with one, and then swap, and then swap. It's just weird just to get the straight on of Hokey Joe Phelps here. They do to go to check it out, and Peter continues to suck.
I'll take care of this.
You're under arrest, people, and the sheriff's here. Throw out the M16.
And it turns out that Evelyn is mostly show. Peter talks to the sheriff again, and he says that there's no evidence that Rodney was murdered, and also,
Another time of year, and I'd make this a full investigation.
Yeah, right. But you're too busy filling out your forms, right? Get out of here. He's too busy filling out his forms.
yeah, he's too busy filing out his forms, you know? He's just busy with his forms because he's living in a form land where forms grows on trees, so when you're done filling out your forms, there's always more forms to fill out. Yeah. Peter has a run-in with Denny, and when Lukey comes over, the kid from the bait shop finds out that he has some metal in his head. Next we see Kirsten enjoying the sunshine while Wayne goes fishing. You know, that looks an awful lot like what killed the other people. Okay, so I think he's the killer. She's also listening to the same song as Rodney, and the cicadas are going crazy when this happens. Then we see this. Okay, so Wayne is definitely the killer. I'm calling it right now.
You got that bitch.
Some more superb acting from Peter.
Is that all she said? What do you mean? The crazy guy was accusing me of it.
Okay, so it looks like what Wayne actually put in the box was probably this big Musky that puts him in the lead. Still not 100% though. Finner and Bev D work out together, and notice how she's wearing a ring on her finger? So she might still be married. Either way, things work out for Finner. Well, for a few minutes anyways. Then Bev gives him the boot. But she does tell him to come back at midnight. Plan continues to be awesome.
God, what happened to Kirsten?
You miss her?
God, I hope she's next. She also mentions
Cicada whatever are giving me a headache.
Evelyn shows up after Peter tries to use the phone, and throughout the movie he just kind of lets himself into the house, or he's just randomly hanging out with the group, but nobody says anything to him. Also, did I mention he can be a bit intense?
Hey, tell me your tough guy story again. You pissed me off, you know that?
Then Wayne tells the story of shooting Then Wayne tells the story of shooting Peter's grandpa.
Ain't never known a man you could shoot in the back and give you a job for your troubles.
The boy talks to Lukey and reaffirms that he has metal in his head. The boy's dad is fishing, but his boat craps out on him, so he lays on the air horn. Okay, so Finner has the same hook as the killer too, so now I'm thinking maybe Finner's the killer? I don't know. Either way, he walks by Bev D's place and sees this. Cut to Bland talking about their relationship.
I just want us to stay together.
Well then, maybe don't be so shitty. I don't know, just an idea, Bland. Next we get maybe my favorite line from the entire movie.
Shut the fuck up, you stupid bastard, or I'll shut you up myself.
Okay, so yeah, he's definitely the killer. I mean, with that kind of anger in him? No, I mean, who knows? Maybe he's just having a bad night. He did just get this chick to switch sides on him. Or, I guess, maybe just added an extra... How would you say that? He's not getting sloppy seconds. Evelyn is getting sloppy seconds. But then if he comes back at midnight, he would get sloppy thirds? Something like that. You know what I'm saying.
Talk me into this!
His dad reminds me of me. Okay, so... One night, many moons ago, I had to be at work very early the next day, and as I was trying to sleep, I believe it was around 1:30 in the morning, this car alarm starts going off in the apartment parking lot, and it just kept going off, and nobody was shutting it off. So in my half-awake state, I walked out there and calmly, assertively, okay, well, maybe it wasn't so calmly, yelled, "Shut your fucking car alarm off!" And okay, so now if this is your car and it's going off and you see this guy screaming obscenities in the middle of the night next to your car, yeah, you're probably not gonna go out there and turn off your alarm. You're just gonna be like, ooh, yeah, I'll just let that go, and maybe when he leaves, I'll shut that off. But I don't leave. No, I did leave. I was pissed, but I left. So now anyone seeing me that night would think that I was a killer in this movie, because I had the rage. And I was living with my brother at the time, and he got great joy out of seeing me do that. He still brings it up to this day. I mean, it's funny. It was not funny at the time, mostly, but it's funny now. What was I talking about again? So if I know anything about women, it's that they hate foreplay. I mean, it's a waste of time, all that wasted energy. They just like to dive right in. No, they prefer to get down to business as quickly as possible. So that's what Peter does. Out of nowhere. I'm just gonna stare at this fire. Alright, I'm gonna take your top off now. I mean, see? I mean, it works every time. It's proof right here. And we get maybe my second favorite line of the movie.
What am I doing out here?
Who hasn't been that pissed where it's just like gibberish just shoots out of your mouth because you're so raging you can't even form the words. Just me again? Well, me and the dad? Okay, I still don't believe you. But I will say, this guy's probably the most relatable character in the entire movie. I mean, at least to me. I'm sure I've reenacted this many different times in many different situations. You've all been that. You drive to the store, you go in there, you get there, like, you're closed already? What the fuck did I even drive here?
What am I doing out here?
After the cicadas kick up again and his air horn dies, he's next. And the special effects actually aren't too bad here. Also, would be horrible to experience. Peter comes up with this theory.
How could that be when nobody even knows how it happened? Like the sheriff says. Except me, right? And crazy-ass Finner.
Bev D kicks out Evelyn and puts on the same song as the others. Like I said, they play the song a lot in this movie. She takes a night swim and the music is actually great here. And then the hook strikes again. What's left of the gang try to find Bev D, but no luck. They do find Finner's tassels though, and
Proceed to blow the motherfucker away! I will blow that mother away!
Peter radios the sheriff and solves the case, again. And the sheriff says,
Oh boy. Yeah, look, you've given me Evil and Durst, now you're giving me your friend, but you haven't even given me a body.
Finner goes fishing right outside of Lukey's place, so of course he puts on the exact same song that they've been listening to the entire movie. And the cicadas kick up again, and well... And this would be horrible to have happen to you. I feel like we've all been there where you get hurt and you're like, oh, I can't look. It's gonna be too bad, I can't look. Can you imagine having that and then pulling off your ear? I mean, it would be terrible. Plus right there, that's how you get an infection. Jumping into dirty lake water with an open wound like that? Lukey reels him in and then takes him out. Son of a bitch. Okay, so Lukey is the killer, I'm guessing. It seems pretty obvious now. And what happens next are some great effects and actually pretty graphic. Well, then he has to take care of the body, and I love the groans as he's doing it. I mean, for some reason, it just makes it more, I don't know, realistic. Just like, okay, let's, alright, we're gonna do this, long day. Yeah, and they also really jump it up a notch here as far as the gore goes. All in a day's work, and I do love the coffee break too. I mean, also somehow makes it more relatable and normal, because he has a little coffee and it's like, alright, enough break, and he gets right back to work. Bland gets loaded, and Evelyn comes up with a plan.
Pressure's getting to your buddy Finner, too. We gotta put a stop to that dude fast. Blow that motherfucker right out of the water.
And let's take a moment to appreciate Peter's outfit here. Kirsten shows up sounding like a shouty cat.
I was on something and I was playing a Finner's shoes, and this big toy fish and it had a collar.
Yeah, I can't understand you.
Trying to catch me, it was trying to kill me. And so I just kept swimming, I didn't know what to do.
We don't know what you're saying. We get more of the great music as Lukey admires his collection so far. And it is actually a pretty cool shot. I mean, it's not quite accurate because most of those people haven't been dead for that long, but I can still appreciate it. It is creepy. Peter listens to the song that his Gramps was at the beginning and has a flashback again. Then he comes to an epiphany.
It's the devil's tritone, the Diabolus in Musica. Classical music outlawed it for centuries because it made people crazy.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, that makes total sense.
Man, that is the stupidest shit I've ever heard.
Now, I'm actually with Evelyn on this one. Yeah, Devil's Symphony. Something, whatever you said there. Makes total sense. The kids and Wayne show up randomly and realize that it is Lukey who's the killer.
Your granddad'd slap you in the snot box talking like that.
They rationalize it out.
Some guys pick up vibrations and it makes them freak out.
They give some actual facts.
Forget this, Sheriff. Hasn't been a murder up here in 17 years.
Cicadas appear every 17 years, right?
Then they work out the timeline.
Okay, he comes home from Korea in 1954, runs amok in 68 when the cicadas come out.
So they head to Lukey's place while he's out and do a very slow, shitty search. I mean, what are they doing? You can tell the director's like, alright, you're gonna find this, but don't find it right away. And they're like, alright, what should I do? It's like, just look around. They're like, okay. And apparently the director was like, that's gold, keep it.
It's Bev's wedding ring.
Hell, I mean, that only took him 2 hours to find. Bland goes to meditate, and she puts on the grandpa song, and the cicadas kick back up again. So, and I love this shot of Lukey coming to fuck shit up. I mean, just like he's rowing around the lake waiting for music to be played. And let's give credit here. I mean, this is definitely not the easiest way to kill people, but he sticks with what he knows, you know? It's no matter what, he's gonna use the fishing hook. Also, if he was going temporarily insane, wouldn't that stop after the music and the cicadas stop? I think he likes it. Like, instead of just going after her, he ties up another hook. I mean, he's totally committed. And how the hell could she not just step over a foot and avoid it? I mean, he was literally just standing in his boat. All she would have had to do, see, watch this. This is her. Boom. Missed it. I'll do it again. I'll do it in slow-mo. No problem. Peter comes back and realizes that Bland has been taken. Wayne joins the group, and after the newly made orphan shows him the lucky bullet, they decide to go after Lukey. With Peter acting as the bait, naturally. Unfortunately, Bland is still alive. But at least she's actually funny here.
If you feel comfortable killing me, that's fine. I'm an adult.
But Peter freezes and ultimately doesn't do shit, because he sucks too. I guess maybe they are made for each other. Wayne comes back, and Peter's doing this.
Teach me to cast this thing as good as my grandfather. I'm going after Ludke.
And at least Wayne is smart about it.
There's better ways to do that, son. Granddad was no fool.
And has a much, much better plan.
You take my piece here and do what you should have done last night.
But he realizes what Peter's shitty plan is.
You want the perfect revenge on the man, like he took the rest. You want to take him with a treble hook at night.
And remember when I said it was important to know his last name?
Don't you, Van Cleese?
Don't call me Van Cleese yet. I've got to fight for it.
Okay, so 2 things here. First off, people have already been calling Van Cleese through the entire movie.
One hell of a nice facility you got here, Van Cleese.
You Peter Van Cleese?
Yeah, Pete with a friend of the Van Cleese family.
And second, that has a stupid fucking plan. I mean, beyond stupid. Are you gonna help me or not? I'm gonna fish this guy back. What the fuck? Oh, okay. But later that night, Peter goes to get his revenge, and let's take a minute to appreciate the fact that these 2 guys are gonna try to kill each other with their fishing hooks. I mean, it's literally a death fish-off here. Where else have you seen that? Okay, let's get back into it. One thing Peter didn't account for is that he sucks. So this happens. But he does manage to hook Ludke too. And I love Ludke's going crazy scream. I don't know why, it's just something about it. That's actually why he's my favorite character. Can't explain it. Peter loses the battle, but isn't dead yet, so he puts on the music, and this is just really lame. I mean, like, oh, I fight you with the power of music! I don't know. If it made him crazy before and he killed people, how is it paralyzing him now? It doesn't add up. Either way. And before Lukey kills them, the cops show up, and he runs away. The sheriff gets Wayne to help look for Lukey, but the movie ends like this. So they never come out and say Evelyn is Bev D's husband, but they put enough in there to make it make sense. Like, he knows the same music that they're playing, he likes the band, he finds her wedding ring and says something about Wayne giving him money to buy it, but they never actually officially say it, so I don't know. I mean, she is awkward, so it's a weird couple, but I guess it would work. And now some fun facts. Mystery Science Theater 3000 was actually filmed in Minneapolis, Minnesota, home of 10,000 lakes. Apparently, Musky is short for muskellunge, And according to A2ZAnimals.com, the largest muskie ever officially caught weighed 67 pounds 8 ounces and measured 60.25 inches. That's a big ass fish. Okay, so I actually found out why there are two different movie lengths. I mean, obviously one's a different cut, but the one I saw, which I'll put a link in the description for, is actually the original. But Troma apparently cut almost 30 minutes out of it, and I can't really say I blame them because this movie definitely drags at time. Like, it doesn't need to be as long as the original version is, so I actually think Troma probably did a better job here, at editing anyways. If there are any Parks and Recreation fans out there, in the episode Halloween Surprise, this is actually the scary movie playing at the City Hall movie night, except for they call it Death Canoe 4. So, smash or pass?
Be my guest.
I can't deny that it's a unique movie for sure, and I do really like Ludke, and Rodney too. I mean, most of the acting isn't great though, and the lead, Peter, I mean, he's kind of terrible. There are some decent special effects in it, but it does get to be a bit long. I mean, if you haven't seen it, it's probably worth checking out once, because I've seen worse, but it could have been better. I mean, like I said earlier, if you do want to check it out, there's a link in the description where you can check it out for free, at least at the time I filmed this. It's, like I said, the comedy is not so laugh out loud, mostly. I mean, it's more played straight, but it still is funny, and like I said, I've never seen a movie like this, and they're clever. The death scenes are actually clever, I will give them that, so yeah. Alright, well, I think that's it for me, so have a good one.
What am I doing out here?